Alright, so welcome guys to another tutorial, and actually in my previous video I did cover the BM800 and compared it to more expensive mics. So we have the Procaster around $300 and the 2050 as well, and I did some post-processing in that video and you guys asked me to tell you guys more about it, how I did the post-processing. So you're now listening to the BM800 with our Procaster settings. So is it 100% close? Not quite, but I think we were able to make it closer. So yeah, especially for those people who cannot afford a $300 pair, this might be something that you can do to improve your sound. So this is now the tutorial of the Procaster modifications. We added a tube compressor. So I prefer the tube compressor for this instance because it makes the voice, that's a bit of smoothness to the voice. Also added some equalizer, a 10-band equalizer as well. So, you know, I can modify the specific parts of the spectrum. I added a limiter. So the limiter compressed the sound even more, and even if you know, I shout and modulate my voice, it won't clip. So that's quite important, and also some noise reduction. So I noticed that the BM800 has some noise. The noise floor increases when I speak. So I'm not sure if that's just the V8 sound card, but there's some noise there. So, okay, first, the key thing here is the equalizer. I think that is 80% of this whole thing. And I used a 10-band equalizer. So for 10-band equalizers, usually this is the frequency ranges that, you know, we're gonna edit. So band 1 for Premiere is the 31 Hertz, band 2, 62 Hertz, band 3, 125 Hertz, and so on. So here in the Procaster, we edited mostly from 2K, 4K, and 8K. And also from 62, 125, and 250 Hertz. So we made the equalization a bit of a V equalization. So something like this. Right, so going to the specifics. So for the band 1, I increased it a bit by 1.89 dB. So I'm gonna put the specific ones up here so you guys can copy it. But yeah, I edited EQ band 1, 2, and 3 with an emphasis on the band 2. So I increased the band to around 7 dB. So the bass, I increased it a bit. So that's why you have some warmth in the voice. In the mid-range, I didn't edit it that much, but I edited the top part. So it's around 2K, 4K, and 8K. And I edited the 8K to be plus 4 dB. Just to add, you know, more brightness to the voice, which is what I hear from the Procaster. So yeah, actually the Procaster has the low end is a bit elevated, especially the mid bass. So there's some muffling in the Procaster, but you know, that's the Regio voice. The bass is really prominent. So it's not actually the clearest mic. I mean, but it has the fullest voice, which is something that you want for radio. But yeah, that is the 10-band equalizer. So I'm using Premiere, guys. So hopefully you can, you know, transfer it to the program that you're using, and hopefully there's a 10-band equalizer as well in the programs that you're using. But for Premiere, you can, you know, copy this 1:1. But for your programs, you might need to do some tweaking because I'm not sure if this translates exactly to your program. So if you don't also have a 10-band equalizer, a 3-band equalizer, you can try it. But yeah, maybe increase the treble and increase the bass a bit, and you know, don't touch the mid-range. So try it. So again, this is more of a taste thing. So I try to get it as close as I can, but you can, you know, tweak to taste. It will depend on you. It will depend on where you're recording. If you have an echoey room, if you have a small room, a big room, it will depend on you. But yeah, hopefully this gets you in the ballpark of where we want to be. Next is the tube modeled compressor. So for the tube modeled compressor, so yeah, it tightens the voice a bit. So actually, it's not that far off, but for me, it's far. But for some people, it might not be. Let's try to remove it and put it back. The phantom powered BM800 might sound a bit, you know, different compared to what you get with your V8 sound card, because you can, you know, plug it in maybe nicer preamps. Yeah, for me, it makes it compresses the sound a bit. The voice a bit, it makes the voice a bit more crispy. So yeah, tube model compressor, 1:1 ratio and 10 ms, attack and release 100 ms. So I usually, you know, put compressors in my videos just to make it crisper. Next is the limiter. So let's try to put it in, and different compared to remove it and put it your V8 sound card, because you can, you know, plug it in maybe nicer preamps. If you have you know, an interface. Yeah, so yeah, it pushes the lower volumes a bit more, and makes the sound even more crispy. And the advantage here is you won't clip, so there won't be distortion. And I'm using adaptive noise isolation as well. So adaptive because yeah, it's not that easy to catch the noise here. Because for if the noise is consistent, it's easier to catch it with maybe a noise reduction specific to a frequency spectrum noise reduction. But here in this instance, it's not that easy to catch. So I added some adaptive noise reduction. So let's check how the change goes. Maybe nicer preamps. If you have an interface that has maybe nicer preamps, it might sound a bit better. So it will depend on where you're gonna plug your BM800. But this one, I just plugged it in directly to the USB. I wasn't. Yeah, so it removes a bit of rumble there. So it sounds to me more of an interference noise, something like that. But it tightens the vocal a bit. So yeah, this is how I did it. How I got it closer to the Rode Procaster. Is it 1:1? Again, no. But I think it's definitely closer. All right, so that's actually our tutorial for today on how to get your BM800 closer to the Rode Procaster. So hopefully you learned something. Of course, this is up to taste. It will depend on you, on your preference. If you like Procaster sound, or if you like more of a condenser sound. So yeah, there's some things that you cannot copy and post process on the BM800. So it's just the source here. But I think we were able to make it closer, and I think for some people this will be sufficient for you guys, especially for some usages. So that is our video for today. So yes, this still might improve in the future. So again, it will be up to you guys, tweak to taste, and hopefully you guys can find the app that you can do some post processing in. I'm gonna link OBS down below. So that is my preferred for recording, and actually OBS is the easiest to get into because it's free. And everybody is set. There's a lot of support for it. Hopefully you learned something. Of course, if you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. So I review headphones, earphones, and I also talk about audio here in this channel. So if you're into that, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.